Hey everyone, so I would like to direct your attention to a link that you're going to see in Google Classroom here. This link will bring you to the GeoGebra website, okay, and particularly an assignment that you will finish on day one of our little 3 day, I guess you'd want to call it a mini unit. This first day's assignment is going to deal with basically the just the basics of triangle similarity. Now, I want to go over this, relatively quickly because obviously you'll have the time and the wherewithal to be able to go through all of the information on this page yourself. But in this instance, you're going to see on the GeoGebra website here. Um, a nice breakdown of the definition of similarity, specifically triangle similarity. Triangle similarity is dealing with two triangles being similar, and as you see in our previous, in a lot of our previous lectures and talks here, this word, if and only if. Two triangles are similar if and only if they have the three angles congruently arranged. So in the figure that you see down below, we have two triangles. The triangle on the left, you would name this more than likely triangle ABC. Okay, so you name this triangle ABC. The triangle that's on the right, we would call this triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Yes, order does matter. We do not call the triangle on the right A prime, C prime, B prime, or C prime, A prime, B prime. No, you want to keep the sequences the same. Okay, you keep the sequences the same, but you put that little prime symbol to distinguish the two potentially similar triangles. Needless to say, so the two triangles are similar if and only if they have the three angles congruently arranged. Okay, we just talked about that here. Now, the second part of this, the equivalent sides of the two triangles must be proportional. Now, what do we mean by that? Look down here under where it says similar triangles. If you take two equivalent sides, meaning if I were to take side CB, okay, so if I were to take side CB, you'll see that side CB in the figure is 5.15. Okay, the equivalent side, meaning the side here on our prime triangle, you would deal with C prime B prime. You find out that that is 6.6. If we set this up as a proportion and divide it, you're going to get a value of 0.78. Well, 0.78 is what we call the similarity ratio. Let me underline that a little better. It's the similarity ratio. Now, to find out if the two triangles are similar, you would do that same setup here. You would take two equivalent sides, ones that have the same letter, the same sequence here, okay, and set them up the same way. So you would take, as you see over here, you take AB divided by A prime B prime. You would take AC and divide it by A prime C prime. When doing that, okay, so when doing that, you find out that all three of the equivalent sides have the same amount. Okay, so all three of these, if I were to divide these out, is that they come out to having a 0.78 value. Well, guess what? You have the equivalent sides of these triangles in proportion. This is called a similarity ratio. Okay, now the second part of this definition here, we want to make sure that that our that our angles that are, our C and our C prime, our A and our A prime, our B and our B prime are equivalent. Okay, and what do we see? We see 53.84, 53.84, 75.43, 75.43, 50.73, and 50.73. Okay, so do we have in these two triangles three angles congruently arranged? Yes. Do we have the equivalent sides in proportion? The answer, yes. Okay, these two triangles are similar. Okay, you'll be able to see this broken down yourself. I suggest that you take dots of the triangles, move them around, be able to see what happens if you start moving some of these around, and note what happens to these. Note the fact that they're in the same orientation. Okay. Note what happens if you take B and you flip it around. Okay. There's many things you can do with this, and it's a nice visual explanation of similarity and just being able to just see what's going on here. Okay, now from there, your day one assignment here is going to be to finish the rest of this, this page here. You'll see the questions there with analysis 1 and analysis 2. Basically what I was just talking about here, which is just changing the positions of the points and just what do you see regarding the value of k. Again, the value of k is talking about our similarity ratio. Okay. Analysis 2, changing the points, and just, what happens to that k is equal to 1, what happens to the triangles. Try it, see what you get. Okay, this is a very nice little website to deal with this here. Okay, from the rest of this, you're going to see various items that I would like you to check out on your, check out by yourself to be able to, to explore and to see what we usually do to try to see if these triangles are similar. So but the one big thing that I want to focus here on your day one assignment here is getting used to, this angle-angle similarity, getting used to side-angle-side similarity, and also dealing with side-side-side angle similarity. We have, if you remember, we were dealing with triangle congruence that had those same kind of alphabet soup, of SSS, SAS, AA, ASA, and all that kind of good stuff. Well, we have the same thing here for similarity. Okay, go through the cases, see what you get. Okay, see what you get, and then we will talk about this at our next lecture. Okay, that will be your day one assignment. That will be your day one assignment. Will be to finish this website. Finish this assignment on this website right here. Okay. What day 2? Okay, so the day 2 part of this, you will be getting this similar triangles assignment posted to you. Now, we are in a nice, wonderful technology. Technology is at our fingertips here. So what I want you to do, normally if we were in a live classroom, we would, post these around the, post these pieces around the room and be able to, and you're able to go around and place it to the specific box that it's in here. What I want you to do is I want you to do this virtually. Okay, so do this virtually. You have a plethora. Okay, you have a plethora of Google tools that are at your disposal, but like I said, you have your PDF, PDF annotators. You have your PDF files to be able to complete this. Okay, see what you can do here. I fully and 100% trust in what you're going to be doing with this. Okay. And then I'm going to pop here on the screen here, and I'm going to explain the day 3 part. Hey everyone, I know at the end of that first part of the video here, I did mention I come on the screen. I figured I'd just go back and get straight to the point so you actually see what is required for day 3 of this little mini unit that we're doing here on triangle similarity. This task that you see in front of you on my video here will be posted to Google Classroom with a little more detailed of the notes as well too. But for day 3, you are going to do what I like to call a "you're the tutor" activity. Okay, so it's like a "you are the tutor" activity for this. Okay, your task. You are going to create. Okay, not take one out of the book, not copy. You're going to create a word problem of your own that is going to cover the concepts of AA, SAS, and SSS similarity theorems. I think I spelled similarity wrong there. But yeah, the concept of AA, SAS, and SSS similarity theorems, as you saw on the day 1 of your GeoGebra, for the day 1 assignment that you have right there, you will go through those. Also too, you are going to create a video. I can call it basically, you can call it like an online lecture, or kind of like you would almost consider yourself a tutor with this. It's going to explain that word problem that you created, and you're going to make yourself a screen recording. Okay, so you're going to make yourself a screen recording of you explaining a word problem covering these three concepts. Okay, so you know, you take a look at some examples. Okay, you take a look at some examples, but your goal is to create a word problem that is going to cover those three. You said those three concepts right there. Okay, you must create enough material that will cover all three theorems. If the base problem only covers one, then create a part B, and or part C. The video must be at least 5 minutes in length. Now, remember, you're to put yourself in the shoes of an online tutor that has that a student has come to explain the problem to them. You are to remember, now this is the big part about this, you are to use online tools only. We are not handwriting this stuff. Okay, you are using online tools only to create your breakdown of the problem. Okay, so you must use EpicPen. Now, EpicPen, you see I'm using that right now. That is your screen annotating, your screen annotating tool that you have. That is found at epicpen.com. If you have not already installed that on your computer, which you or on your Chromebook, which you all should have, but at epicpen.com you have a free. You have yourself a free a free trial to be able to do that. Okay. The second part of this, to create the actual video, you must use Screencastify. Okay, that is your Google your Google Chrome plugin that you can use to be able to video your screen and to be able to make your breakdown of the problem there. Okay, go to Screencastify or do a search in your Google Play Store there. Okay, so with that being said, the third part, take the problem and put it into a Google form, a Google Sheet, or a Google Doc. I do not care which one you use, but use your Google tools that you have to be able to do that. Okay, so if you have any questions, please reach out. But again, I mean, you're making yourself like a video breakdown of a word problem that you've created. Okay, have fun with it. I said have fun with it. Each person is required to do their own breakdown that covers the AA, SAS, and SSS similarity theorems when it comes to triangle similarity. Okay, so just to review for these 3 days that you have coming up here. Day 1, you're going to finish and submit our question of the day. I'll put the QR code on online, and finish and submit that, as well as finishing and submitting the GeoGebra interactive lesson that I covered in the first part of this video. Okay, day 2, finish and submit the question of the day, as well as finish the interactive cut and paste lesson that we discussed here in the last, again in part 1 of this video here. Remember that's the wrong screen, but these similar triangles activity right here, you're utilizing those online tools, and you're utilizing the technology here to be able to do this. What normally would be something that you would cut out and paste, you are going to use your technological expertise to be able to do this. It covers all 3 concepts. It's pretty self-explanatory, and more details we put on the actual assignment that you see. Okay, and then obviously day 3 is what we just talked about with the You're the Tutor activity. Remember to complete and submit the screen recording. That must be must be at least 5 minutes long. Okay, if you have any questions, please reach out. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you all the best. Have a good day.